It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be talking about the limited time event player takeover Tracy McGrady coming to NBA 2K23 MyTEAM tomorrow. Now, here's what 2K does say: earn a Tracy McGrady takeover pack after every single win. Across modes, it says excludes challenges, so no like spotlight challenges, and play with friends. Pack contains one of the day displayed cards or related items. Items vary by pack, available for 1 week. And you guys can see that's literally basically what the tweet says. It says starting tomorrow, earn or after every win across modes, get a Tracy McGrady card or franchise cards related to the teams he's played on. So could be like maybe an arena, maybe a jersey, maybe a floor, something like that, because it says or related to the teams he specifically did play for. Now, why do I specifically like this? Well, here's the deal. It's guaranteed after a win. It's not like, oh, Tracy McGrady's on boards. It's not like, oh, Tracy McGrady's in the vault. No, you get a guaranteed Tracy McGrady takeover pack for every single win. So something I might do as far as a future video is open 100 of these packs and see what does come out of them, because I want to see how, like, what are the odds on them. Obviously the majority of stuff you pull is going to be a Sapphire Tracy McGrady, but even at that, let's say you get a bunch of duplicate Sapphire Tracy McGradys, it's basically 600 MT for every win you get. So let's say you win 100 triple threat offline games. That's just what I'm gonna say, just for the sake of this video. In 5 hours, you can probably win about 100 triple threat offline games. So let's say I did that and I pulled 100 Sapphire T-Max, I could still get quick sale value 600,000 MT off of that. Which is that the greatest? No. Okay. All of these also are unauctionable, so that's something to note as well. This pack event isn't something where it's like, oh, I get an invincible T-Mac and I can sell him. No, that's not kind of what this is like. Like, it's cool that you can get Dark Matters from this, but you can't turn around and sell them. Now, again, it's cool and all, but I wish they'd be auctionable, because it's not like the auctionables would get that cheap, right? I mean, it's not like the Invincible and Radiant, depending on the odds, would get that cheap anyways. The one thing I will say, though, it doesn't say random, so I mean, or it doesn't say like equal chance, so obviously Sapphires are going to be guaranteed more, but maybe since they're unauctionable, 2K is going to be more willing to hand out like the Galaxy Opals, the Dark Matters. Now again, anything under the Dark Matter, like Galaxy Opal, Pink Diamond, anything like that, I don't want to say is useless, but I mean, it's not great, is it? Now, one thing I hope 2K does is they continue this, right? Because they could do this with like a Kristaps Porzingis. They could even do this with even like a Shaq if they wanted to. Not, you know, upcoming, but in the future sometimes. They could do this with Kobe. They could do this with so many different players in the near future. And I personally like it because, again, for me, what would I recommend? So if you're looking to make empty, or if you're, again, this is just my advice, so take it for whatever it's worth. If you're looking to make any sort of empty, if you're looking to make any sort of progress, what I would do, play triple threat offline, okay? Pair triple threat offline up with the Sapphire Prize Ball with some graded cards, okay? And then after every win, the Sapphire Prize Ball is going to get closer to cracking. You're also going to be racking up wins, okay? With that, you're going to be getting rewards in triple threat offline. Who knows if the vault opens? You might get 12,000 or 1,200 MT here and there. Who knows, you know, after a while, you know, maybe Kenyon Martin will pop out of the vault, right? So that's kind of my whole mindset with this thing is this the, you know, greatest reward in the world? Or, you know, a lot of these T-Max that great? No. A lot of them you're just going to have to turn around and quick sell, which, again, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. You can do a lot worse than having to quick sell these things. I'm just trying to let you guys know that it's not just going to be, oh, well, I play triple threat offline for Tracy McGrady. No, I try to do it with graded cards, do it with prize balls. hope for a reward, and as you do it, you're gonna get a Tracy McGrady after every game, or even if it's a jersey, if it's a court, those things sell for something as well. Again, I'll be interested to see the odds, because obviously for a lot of the new players, a lot of the no money spent players, you're not just trying to make MT. Although MT is a great thing to do, you might be hoping for that Radiant or Invincible T-Mac, because both of those T-Macs are still top 10 in 2K. The Radiant T-Mac, absolutely incredible, and especially for new players, his release is way easier to green than a lot of the end games release. The Invincible T-Mac, probably top 5 minimum at that shooting guard position. So I mean, both of those cards are absolutely elite, absolutely incredible. Those are what you're ultimately probably going to try and play for. But I'm just saying, this is a W, okay? And people can be like, oh, well, it's just recycled content. It's nothing special. They're unauctionable, all this stuff. I get it, right? Because there was once upon a time in 2K in which they'd put, like, actual auctionable cards on boards or in vaults and all that type of stuff. But we've also got to realize those were super rare to get, not very common, and the odds that you were going to end up making MT on them was not that great. So even though these are unauctionable, you can still in turn make MT on them, because you're going to be able to quick sell them if you do get duplicates, stuff like that. And if you do open enough of them, you're obviously going to get duplicates. Now, one thing I would kind of just be aware of is, again, you're not going to be able to make a crazy amount of MT. It's not like, oh, I have a chance to get Invincible T-Mac and sell him and make 200,000 MT. Unless you currently got an Invincible right now, I mean, the Invincible T-Mac and could swap him, that ultimately is not going to happen. So people might be reacting to this thing right now, and Radiant's T-Mac's price might go down really quickly. Same thing with the Invincible T-Mac. But I'd encourage you guys to, you know, not overreact and just put, if you have T-Mac right now, put him up for sale, because again, these are all unauctionable, and it does last a week, which I personally am a fan of, but they're unauctionable. It's not like anybody can just go and, get it and then turn around and sell it. It's basically one per user of each and every one of these cards. You do get multiple. Obviously, you do have to turn around and basically quick sell it. So, I mean, I feel like this is something, as far as this limited time event, the community is kind of going to be split on. I personally like it though, because no matter what game mode you play, let's say you play unlimited, it's not necessarily going to matter that much, because what are the odds? I mean, you're going to get one pack basically for every 30 minutes you play if you win. That's not necessarily the best thing in the world. But, I mean, triple threat offline, that is going to be the quickest way for you guys to get these packs. And again, in turn, make some MT. Try to combo it up again with prize bowls, that type of stuff, to make the most bang for your buck. But even if, let's say, you like playing triple threat co-op, stuff like that, you're also going to be able to really maximize your profit. So that's just kind of my mindset on it. If I happen to pull Invincible T-Mac, or Radiant T-Mac, either one, they'll probably make my squad. I'll probably just turn around and sell my Paul George or KD that I currently do have. But it's not something that I would necessarily take off of work from, right? It's not necessarily like a game-breaking thing. Again, the market is getting cheaper and cheaper. And so I'm always try to make the most out of the market, right? So right now the market, I would say, is pretty low. And so 60,000 MT for playing, let's say, an hour or a couple hours, if you can quick sell some things, open prize bowls, all that type of stuff, that's going to add up compared to, what it would be, let's say, a week or two ago. So again, just something always to kind of keep in the back of your mind. This type of stuff now is going to be more valuable than it would have been, a couple months ago with, the same cards for its specific time. But at the end of the day, just know it's unauctionable. Part of me wishes it was auctionable, but at the same time, I get why they're unauctionable, right? I get it, because if these, let's say, were all auctionable, the odds of you pulling a Radiant or Invincible would be dirt cheap. And the price of the Ammies, the Diamonds, and the Sapphires would be nuked anyways. So, again, that's not something I would really, worry about too much. And again, if you pull an Invincible, you pull a Radiant, they can play for you. Those cards are not cards you have to turn around and sell. Those are both top 10 shooting guards in the game. So my personal opinion on this specific event, it lasts a week, that's a W. I'm going to probably play more triple threat offline in the next week than I've ever played before. Just because I want to assemble a bunch of these packs and open them up for a video for you guys, so you guys can see if this event is ultimately worth it for each and every one of you guys. So hopefully I can get like 100 of them within, I don't know, a few hours and go from there. I don't know. I wish the triple threat offline, again, triple threat offline is what I would recommend for the probably quickest games if you want to go into, I don't know, triple threat online, whatever else you can, get some wins in that as well. My whole thing is this, I think, you know, people are going to make a lot of MT from this by just quick selling, even if it's a jersey or an arena or court floor, whatever, we're going to be interested to see whatever the T-Mac related stuff are. So, like it said something about the teams he played with. So again, franchise cards, I think that could be like a jersey, a court floor, which some of those sell for like, you know, 400, 500 MT anyway. So I wouldn't even hate that, right? If that's what comes out of them, okay, cool. It's extra MT at the end of the day. That's basically how you have to think of this. Extra MT unless you get Radiant or Invincible T-Mac. Those guys obviously are some of your top shooting guards in my team. Very eager and interested to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Do you like the concept, okay, in my team? Would you guys like to see it like next week for, let's say, I don't know, Braun or somebody else like that? Obviously, those cards aren't as good. T-Mac's about as good as you can get because he's got 2 really good cards in my team. But do you like the concept in general? For me, I like the fact that you get an extra pack after every game. I think that's important. It's not like RNG. Obviously, it's RNG of what comes out of it, but you are guaranteed at least some extra MT by just playing the game. So I personally like it, but I'm eager to know your guys' thoughts on it down below in the comments. Again, just makes the game a little more rewarding, and at the end of the day, any step we can take towards making the game more rewarding to just have fun and play the game, I truly think is valuable and is important. Let me know your thoughts on the new, basically, Tracy McGrady event coming to my team tomorrow. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.